Howdy folks, and welcome to War Thunder with the Mighty Jingles. I've been talking about this game in my World of Tanks channel for a while, and for good reason. This is an absolutely amazing game. It's basically everything that I wanted and expected World of Warplanes to be, but World of Warplanes just isn't. I was in the closed beta for World of Warplanes for a while. Well, I still am, I just haven't played it in months because, well, you feel free to disagree, but I thought World of Warplanes sucked. It was just so hard to control with mouse and keyboard. The balancing, the matchmaking was horrible. It was just so much of a missed opportunity. War Thunder, on the other hand, very, very similar to World of Warplanes and World of Tanks, except obviously it's aircraft instead of tanks, gets everything right. And it's only in open beta at the moment, so I'm very, very impressed with the way it plays. Now, it is in beta, there are bugs, particularly with platooning up, forming a squadron of your friends. It doesn't work the way it should yet, but the potential's there. There are problems with the chat, but I'm not going to worry about any of that. I'll cover that sort of thing in future videos. Right now, I just want to give you a basic overview of what the game is and why it's so good. So here we are in the hangar with my British aircraft. I've managed to get to rank 9 with the, and I'm not saying Royal Air Force because there are Fleet Air Arm aircraft in here as well. So it's just British aircraft. And one of the things that War Thunder gets right straight away is the range of aircraft and the nations involved straight off the bat. You actually have British aircraft. I mean, how the hell you can do a World War II era flight sim and not have aircraft like the Spitfire in all of its different variants, the Typhoon, the Hawk Hurricane, aircraft like this just should be in this kind of game. World of Warplanes gets it completely wrong. War Thunder gets it completely right. And it's not just the British, you've got the Americans. Here we go. There it is, I can't remember what this one's called. Is it the Dauntless? No, it's the Avenger bomber. The F-6F Hellcat, fantastic aircraft. The P-40 Kitty Hawk, the A-20G Havoc, light bomber. Yeah, there are bombers in this game. It's amazing. The Dauntless torpedo and dive bomber, the P-39 NQ Aero Cobra, all sorts of different aircraft available. You have the Luftwaffe, the ME, the Messerschmitt Bf-110. Of course, you couldn't have the Luftwaffe without the Me-109, which is a fantastic fighter aircraft. The utterly iconic Junkers Ju-87 in all of its different variants, the Stuka dive bomber. It really sucks early on in the tech tree, but it gets really, really good later. The Germans also have some Italian aircraft. There's an entire line in the German tech tree which is just Italian aircraft. There's the MC-202. There's also the S-79 Italian bomber. Speaking of bombers, the Junkers 88. Fantastic little medium bomber here. They also have the Heinkel HE-111, all sorts of stuff in. Soviet Army aviation. Russians get lots of very good bombers and ground attack aircraft. There's the PE-2 Peshka, the Tupolev-2, Tu-2, Ilyushin 4. Great stuff. And fighters, of course. Let's not forget the Yak-7B. And of course, you couldn't have the Russian army without the Sturmovik, the Ilyushin 2. Fantastic aircraft. I've shown you the Brits already, and of course there is always the Imperial Japanese Navy with the Zero. There's the float plane version of the Zero. All the different variants of the Mitsubishi Zero were in there, and all the other famous Japanese aircraft. Here we go. They're all over the place. Great stuff. So they've got the various different nations and the various different aircraft covered. But let's have a closer look at the tech tree. Now there are differences in War Thunder compared to what most of the people looking at this video are going to be used to when I'm talking World of Tanks, and to a degree World of Warplanes. And the differences are what make this thing so much better, in my opinion, than its competitors. First of all, let's have a look at the research trees. So there we go, and there's the British research tree. So and anybody who's played World of Tanks, looking at this research tree, it's very, very similar to the old World of Tanks tech tree. So you've got your reserve aircraft, there we go, Fury Mark 1 and Mark 2, and the Nimrod Mark 1 and Mark 2. These are effectively your Tier 1 vehicles. They're like the LOL tractor, the T1 Cunningham, and the MS-1 tanks. They don't cost anything to repair, they don't cost anything to arm, and you can just play these things forever. And then you've got Rank 1, Rank 4, Rank 6, two different variants of the Mark 5 Spitfire, the Mark 5 B and the Mark 5C. Going all the way down to, check this out, the Gloucester Meteor jet fighter. Oh, this is as far as the tech goes in the game, up to like the early 50s, the late 40s, and I'm perfectly fine with that. So down here you've got what are basically your fighter bombers, your multi-role aircraft that can perform as fighters and can perform as bombers. Here you have your dedicated fighters, your Spitfires, your Gloucester Meteors, your Gladiators. Here you've got your bombers. So you start off with the Fairy Swordfish, and then you've got the Blenheim, the Beaufort Mark 8, the Beaufighter, more of a ground attack aircraft like the Sturmovik, but you know it carries bombs as well. And then you start getting your proper bombers, the Wellington. Again, another variant of the Beaufighter, and then you end up right at the top of the tree here with the Avro Lancaster Mark III. Oh, look at that. I've actually seen one of these flying in the Battle of Britain Memorial flight. Absolutely amazing aircraft. But anyway, back to the tech tree. And then this column here in the tech tree is always the premiums. Premiums and gift aircraft. Aircraft that you get for doing various things, like participating in the closed beta or the closed alpha, or for buying various packs, starter packs that come with the game, mission packs, expansion packs. And they're all available in the store, but I don't want to go into too much detail about that sort of thing. Just a quick look at one of the tech trees so you can see the sort of thing that you're getting into. Now, one thing that you'll notice, and this is one of the things that makes War Thunder so much different to anything else, is you can see that I have unlocked, let's have a look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, sorry about this, 21, 22, 23, 24 different aircraft for the British. But you can only see 6. Now, those of you who come from World of Tanks and are watching this are thinking, well, what's going on? Where's all the rest of your British aircraft? Well, that's the difference. What you do in War Thunder, these are not your vehicle slots. These are your crew slots. So, and what I want to go back to now is talking about a proposed mode in World of Tanks that people have been talking about forever. And Wargaming have said they want to introduce it, but they never seem to get around to doing it. And I think they called them garage battles, where you go into your garage and you select garage battles and pick 3 tanks that you want to participate in the garage battle with. So, for example, you might pick your Russian tanks and go for your IS-4, your IS-7, and your Object 704. And then you hit the garage battle button and off you go. And you continue playing the battle until all 3 of those tanks have been killed, or you win, whatever happens first. So, you know, you jump into your IS-7 and you're fighting and your IS-7 gets knocked out. So then you jump into your IS-4 and so on and so on. Well, that's what War Thunder does by default. That is the basic game mode in War Thunder. And what you have down here are not, because as you can see I have well over 20 British aircraft unlocked, but only 6 available. This is basically the team of aircraft that I have selected to go into the next battle with. And leading on from that, another thing that this game does so much better than the obvious competition, World of Tanks and World of Warplanes, is with the crews. These are not aircraft slots, these are crew slots. You can even see the next button, Recruit Crew, 500 gold. A quick word about the endgame currency, and you'll be completely used to this if you play World of Tanks. Silver Lions are your credits, your silver, and gold Eagles are your gold. So 2 different currencies. You start off with, I think it's 3 aircraft slots or crew slots available, and 1 spare that you can pick an aircraft to fly in, and then you have to pay credits for the next 2, and then you start paying gold further on. So as you can see here, I've unlocked 6 crew slots, which means I can queue up 6 aircraft to go into the next battle with. Now, crew slots, very important. You see, here's my Wellington Mark III, and when I click on that aircraft, a number of buttons pop up, and we have armament, crew, pick a different aircraft, go for a test flight, or have a look at it in the hangar. So, weapons. Now, you'll see that each aircraft has its own XP bar, and the Wellington Mark III is my latest aircraft. It's a Tier 8 British bomber, and you can see I've already earned 93,000 XP on this, and the weapons available depend on how much experience the aircraft has. So the default weapon loadout, which you can see here, is the various different turrets, 4 different turrets with 7.7mm Browning and Vickers machine guns, and then 10 250-pound bombs. Now, by earning how much? I can't remember. I think it's 38,000 experience on that aircraft. You unlock new engines, so slightly more powerful engines. I think they give you an extra 50 horsepower. With 96,000 XP, and I'm nearly there, I'm at 93,800, I can unlock polishing the fuselage to reduce air resistance. I've already unlocked SBC pylons, which allows additional 250-pound bombs, which has unlocked the second weapon selection slot. 18 bombs instead of 10. And I've also unlocked the MBC pylons, which allows the installation of 500-pound bombs, so bombs that are twice as powerful as the default loadout. Now, obviously, they're twice the size, so you can only carry half as many, so 9 of them. But some of the ground targets in the game can only really be cracked realistically by heavier ordnance, so bunkers and pillboxes, for example, you need more powerful bombs. These 250-pound bombs are fine for taking out tanks and artillery and anti-aircraft, but some of the bigger targets you really, really need bigger bombs for. So that just expands the range of options. And I don't have to pick which ammunition loadout I'm going to go for until I see which battle I'm going to be playing. So it just gives you a range of tactical options. So now going back to the other button, View Crew, and this is the important thing. Now, I don't want to dwell too much. I'll save this for a future video. I don't want to dwell too much on talking about the various different crew skills. They are all pretty important. You can see this bomber crew is actually quite good. The pilot skills are all maxed out. The gunner skills are pretty good. The ground service skills are pretty good. But don't worry too much about these. This is the important thing, the qualification tab. Now you can see, let's just go back to World of Tanks, for example. The crew that I have, for example, say you've got a Tiger Tier 7 German heavy tank, and you unlock the Tiger 2 by playing the Tiger. So you go and you buy yourself a Tiger 2, and you think, well, I want to buy it without crew because I want to put my Tiger crew, because I've got a good crew in the Tiger, and I want to put that in the Tiger 2. So you send them away on regimental training course, and you pay money for that because, you know, that makes sense. You have to train them to drive a Tiger 2. But they immediately forget how to drive a Tiger. Right? You can only ever use them in the Tiger 2. If you want to put them in another tank, you have to pay to train them again. And then they forget how to drive the Tiger 2. So that's a real pain in the arse in World of Tanks. But it's completely not an issue, and it's part of the core game mechanic in War Thunder, because they always retain their qualification in previous aircraft. So you can see that this aircrew originally started off in the Boomerang Mark 1. It's an Australian fighter, really good little aircraft. And then I trained them to fly the Wellington. And the various different qualification levels. But again, we'll go into the ace, expert, and basic skills in future videos. For the moment, I just want to talk about the fact that at any point, without having to pay a penny, I can change aircraft, put those guys in the Boomerang Mark 4, and there you go. Right? And now I only have the one bomber and a whole bunch of fighter and ground attack aircraft, and there's the Mark 4 Boomerang. Now, that's great news, because it means that once you've trained a crew in any aircraft, they can always fly that aircraft. If you look at the Wellington Mark 1C, you'll see that that crew was qualified in also the Boomerang. Let's have a look at the Typhoon. What are this crew qualified in? There you go, Hurricane Mark 1, Mustang Mark 1A, and the Typhoon Mark 1A, and the various different qualification levels, and what it's going to cost me to upgrade the qualifications. And that just gives you bonuses to various different pilot and gunner and ground service skills. But again, more on that in a future video. So the main point here being that once a crew is trained on an aircraft, it always knows how to fly that aircraft. So that's fantastic news. And it's one of the really aggravating things about World of Tanks that used to piss me off, no doubt. And it's just not an issue. In fact, it's part of the core game mechanics here in War Thunder. So what you're doing, in effect, here is you are picking the team of aircraft that you want to play in your next battle with. Let me just put the... oh, wrong one, wrong button. I've forgotten how to play. Change aircraft and put that back on my Mark 3 Wellington, because I'm having fun playing the bomber. Yeah, and of course there are bombers in this game. Yeah, I really should have made a big issue of that. The fact that it's not just fighters. You can actually fly great big lumbering, medium and heavy and light bombers. And totally changes. It's kind of like playing artillery in World of Tanks, except everybody knows where you are and they can shoot you down. So it's nothing like playing artillery in World of Tanks. But bombers are important. A very, very important part of the gameplay. You can knock out a lot of ground targets with your ground attack aircraft, like the Typhoon, because the Typhoon can mount some bombs as well, but bombers are obviously so much better at doing it, whereas fighter bombers are just a lot more versatile. So that's the choice that you make. So these aircraft that I have here are what I'm selecting to go into my next battle with. So I think I've talked far too much in the hangar, and there's so much more that I could show you, but I'll save it for future videos. Let's get some games underway. Right, here you go, first game. Oh, right, it's Pearl Harbor Grand Attack mission. So I've selected the bow fighter and loaded a torpedo. Now, in this kind of mission, you can see that basically there's a whole number of ground targets. You can see the little icons at the bottom left of the screen. And whichever side either runs out of aircraft or destroys all of the enemy ground targets wins first. This is actually Pearl Harbor, although it's an arcade version of Pearl Harbor. The Japanese Navy didn't sail into the harbour mouth, but the defending team need ground targets to shoot at as well. So you've got landing craft and tanks going ashore. It's based on Pearl Harbor, but it isn't really Pearl Harbor. So I'm in the bow fighter Mark 10. Got the torpedo loaded. I'm going to go for one of these destroyers. Now you can take out a destroyer with bombs, but it usually takes a couple. Carriers takes a couple of torpedoes, but a torpedo will one-shot kill a destroyer. And there you can see, there's the torpedo aiming icon just came up, and you have to be at the right altitude and the right angle. And oh, there's somebody on my ass. I can see daylight through my wings. Torpedo away, got him. My tail gun is opening up. Now I could switch to the tail gun turret. Well, actually, it's a dorsal turret, isn't it? Or is it a ventral turret? Oh, I can't remember. I could switch to the turret myself, but I'm trying to steer. If you look, you see there's a little icon popped up just over to the left there that shows me the damage to the plane. My control surfaces are shot to shit, and it's all I can do is to keep this thing in the air. So whoever's on my tail has done a good job. And whoa! I'm lucky to get away with that. See this thing wallowing in the air. It really doesn't... Oh, I'm not going to get away with this. Torpedoes reloaded. Arcade version of the game, obviously. You don't get mid-air reloads when you're playing in realistic mode. And I couldn't put it to use, unfortunately. Shot down by a Focke-Wulf 190 D13. That's a good aircraft. Okay, next up, let's go for the Typhoon. I've got two 500-pound bombs on the Typhoon, and the Typhoon Mark 1 comes with 12 machine guns, so it's a very, very capable fighter bomber. I don't play it that much, though. Generally speaking, normally this mission I would have been in the Wellington, but and I'll say it's something I want to save for a future replay, because watching a Wellington do its thing is not that exciting. So I wanted to show you, the good stuff in the first War Thunder video. I'll show you bombing in another video in the future. Proper high altitude bombing. Oh, I hit that guy. Pull up. Oh wow, and he went down. So, right, let's find a ground target. Something I can actually use the bombs on. I'll use the machine guns on things like anti-aircraft guns and artillery. Double strike, extra XP instantly for that. And bombs on the destroyer. Bombs away. Oh, far too low. What a derp. Look at that, I flew right into his mast. Well, that was an expensive way to deliver two bombs to the target, but yeah, one destroyer for a fighter, it's probably a fair trade. Well, who am I kidding? Of course it isn't. Right, screw this. Enough derping around. We're going to lose this, by the way. We still have 21 ground targets to kill. I don't know what my team are doing, but they only have to kill 4. So I'm just jumping into a Spitfire, and I'm going to try and delay the inevitable. I'm trying to shoot down as many of their bombers as I can. We're going to lose. The progress indicator at the top of the screen just showing how many ground targets are left on each side. Try and get this Ilyushin 4 bomber. A couple of hits. Oh, check that out. The Spitfire Mark 2 is such a great machine. Right. Enemy bombers, where are you? Oh, they only have to kill 2 more ground targets. You tend to find that the first bunch of ground targets go by real fast, because anybody can kill, like anti-aircraft guns, you knock them out with machine guns. But killing the ships, you need guys with bombs to do that, and torpedoes. And right now I'm just trying to grab some extra XP. It's all over, they only have to kill 1 more ground target and we've lost. And I'm just trying to ninja some extra XP by taking shots at whatever ground targets I can. And oh, that was flak. Or was it? Yeah, that was flak. Alright, let's just nail that thing before the game goes over. Hit. Surface unit destroyed. Pull up. And there we go, we've lost. They've nailed the last ground target. Yeah, well, what you're going to do. So let's have a look at the results. That was a pretty crappy game, but it gives you an idea of the gameplay. There's a much better game than that coming up, trust me. I've had some great games tonight, unfortunately. Yeah, I didn't do particularly well, but I didn't do particularly badly, but nobody on the team did that well, other than the guy at the top of the list. So, and there you go, there's the results. And it's not good. I can't no beating around the bush. It's not a good result. 8 surface units to destroyed, a couple of assists, nothing special. Nothing special whatsoever. So, time for another game. This one is my American aircraft. There's my Avenger bomber. And we are going to go for, this is a ground strike in the Asian map. It's Dragon's Ridge, basically. And this gives you some idea, because one of the things about War Thunder is that it's not just aircraft. It's just aircraft at the moment. But if you go back to the hangar and you look at the bottom of the screen, you'll see aircraft, army and fleet. It's going to be World of Tanks, World of Warplanes and World of Warships all in one game. That's the dream for War Thunder. That's what the beta is for. They haven't developed the tanks or the warships yet, but playing some of these maps gives you some idea of how it could work. Anyway, let's see, there's CR-42 up there. Yep, should probably take a shot at him. Oh, I'll be hit. I'm not really in the aircraft for it. Oh, screw that. I don't want to fly into the mountainside. Okay, I have 2 and 500 pound bombs. I don't want to waste them on anti-aircraft guns, but a pillbox is a hard, tough nut to crack. And most of the bombers... There, got it, nailed the pillbox. And the blast took out anti-aircraft guns as well. So let's strafe these AA guns. Be careful, I don't fly into the trees. Taking a lot of flak here. There we go. Another surface unit destroyed. Oh, there's somebody on my tail. Tail gunner's opening up. Yeah, there he is. Alright, let's put some ground between me and him. And wait for my bombs to reload. You can see the countdown timer going there up in the top left. Can't get this guy off my tail. So I'm switching to the rear turret. He's only in a pea shooter. I'm trying to take him out manually, but of course I'm not looking at where I'm going. So at some point I have to switch back to... Oh, I'm taking hits here. Come on, take this guy out. Take him out. My bombs are back up. Can I at least get my bombs off before I get shot down? Maybe not. My tail gunner's hitting him. Get those bombs away. Oh, I'm taking damage. Double strike. 2 more surface units destroyed. This... Oh, it wasn't the pea shooter. A much more dangerous aircraft, a King Cobra, latched onto my tail. That explains a few things. The tail gunner was hitting him though. A very well trained crew on this thing. Alright, let's go for the Havoc. This is a good aircraft. A light bomber, and it's very, very fast, and it's got a lot of machine guns in the nose. Nobody really seems to be going for the ground targets in this mission. Everybody's just derping around, shooting at each other. You know, that's fine. Right, so check the map, see which targets are up. Keep an eye open. Watch out for fighters getting too close. Whoa! Oh, that was flak. Oh, bloody hell. Shot down by a bowfighter, Mark 10. The forward firing armament on that thing is, if you can get a guy in your sights, the bowfighter can absolutely rip apart bombers. It's kind of like a slower, bigger, wallowing, more sort of boat-like mosquito fighter bomber. It's not bad, and in the right hands, it's a bloody dangerous machine. So, what are we in now? F4 Wildcat? And I do have 2, I think they're 500 pound bombs on the wings of this thing. It's a good thing about the Americans. all of their fighters, once you've unlocked enough XP on them, can carry bombs as well, which just makes them very, very versatile. Although they tend to rely on machine guns a lot more than cannons. Oh, it's my Avenger. Oh, his tail gun is opening up on me. Get out of there. I really shouldn't be doing this in this thing. It's a bomber, not a fighter. That's a dive bomber. And then the tail gunner opens up and scores some hits. So that was, yeah, reasonably profitable. Somebody's on my ass. Whoa, look at that fire coming in. Cannon and machine gun fire. Whoa, tail gunner giving him hell. Oh crap, I'm hit. It was that bloody bow fighter again. Ah, but we shot his wing off. Well done, the tail gunner. So, posthumous revenge. Right, the Kitty Hawk. Kitty Hawk's not a very good aircraft. I mean, it's alright, but it kind of lumbers around a little. It loses speed very, very quickly when it turns, and it's not a very stable flying platform. But to be completely fair, my Kitty Hawk crew isn't very well trained. Here, you know, you see what I mean? Just trying to get the sights around onto the target. And this is something you haven't seen before. Poorly trained crew suffering from G-force. Oh, come on. Kill that measure snip. I can do this. He's a lot. I think he's tier 7. Yeah. Shot him down. Sweet. That was a good kill. P26. Oh, and an assist. Another P26. A lot of these buggers around. Oh, need to check my fire. I don't want to hit a friendly. It's easy to do that in this game. Oh, and he's down. Oh, I didn't actually hit him, however. Shame, could have gotten an assist. Oh, bleeding off the speed. Need to stay up. It's very easy to run into the trees when you're flying around the mountains on this map. How are we doing for ground targets? Oh, we're actually doing quite well. Somebody's actually trying to play the game. And a hit. And I'm never going to turn in time to catch him. Is that an ME-110? Well, actually, those are... They're not very good, actually. It's the first attack aircraft you really get in the Germans, and it flies like a boat. Oh, crap. Oh, took some hull damage there. Oh, tail... Oh, I hit him. A Brewster Buffalo. Oh, crap. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. Jeez, that was close. Right, let's not hang around. Got an assist on him. Oh, an air assist streak. 3 assists in a row. Oh, this is going to be bad. Well, there goes the Kitty Hawk. But that's the joy. Oh, yeah, that was a Mark 9 Spitfire. I think it was rank 10. Anyway, okay, next. And then this is the you know, what makes the game so good. You fly, you pick an aircraft, you get shot down. Somebody gets a lucky crit, kills your pilot in a head-on pass, and you barrel straight into the ground. That happens in World of Tanks. It's like, oh, great, back to the garage, pick another tank. In here, you just jump into another aircraft. You can still get good amount of XP from the game, even if you derp around like I've been doing and get your aircraft shot down. So here's my P-63 Aerocobra. I haven't played this one much either, and again, it doesn't have a very well experienced crew. They're not that well trained. The teams do it all right. The enemy team just don't seem to be going for the ground targets. Well, okay, fine. The F-110. Oh, and you can hear the 37mm cannon on this thing. There you go, fighter rescue reward. Engage military throttle. Take this guy out, and oh crap! Oh, that was a bit of a derp moment. I'll edit that one out. We'll pretend you didn't see it. All right, let's get the Wildcat up. Proper fighter. Not that the Aerocobra wasn't the proper fighter. I was just kind of really sucked. That happens a lot to me in this game. It's one of those things I really need to watch out for. I'll kill somebody and then he flies into me. Relying on superior firepower in a head-on pass with inferior aircraft. Oh, a couple of hits there on that P-63. And there we go. And yet another award. It's just instant XP for this. Oh, check that out, double strike. This is a good plane. It's a great fighter. But it's not the highest ranked aircraft in this game. Engaging military throttle there, trying to catch up with this guy. See, there aren't that many of the American fighters that actually have cannons. And that's why they allowed the Americans to equip bombs on most of the fighter aircraft, once you've unlocked enough XP on them. Because to take out some of these tougher ground targets, you need 20 or 37mm cannons, and most of the American fighters just have lots and lots of machine guns, so they get the option of putting bombs on the wing pylons. AR-2 bomber, what is that? I think it's German. Well, I'm going to have him. Need to take out their bombers, their priority targets. There we go. Air win streak. Check me out. I don't suck quite as much as you may have assumed from watching the first few flights in this particular battle. So, what we got left? Should probably go for some ground targets as well. Although I'll have to go for the easier ground targets like the AA guns, and I couldn't take out a medium tank or a pillbox with machine guns, but I could do anti-aircraft guns and things like that. Got the P-63 here, and he's heading my way. Quite nasty, he's got a cannon in the nose. So I've just gone for a reload. By the way, press Y if you want to reload in mid-air. Obviously this only works in the arcade version of the game. And that's all I can play at the moment, because if you want to go for realistic or historical, you have to have a joystick. It's a much more realistic flight model. You can even go for full simulation mode, but with a mouse and keyboard, arcade missions just like this. But they're so much fun. Okay, I'll go around, see if he tries to come around the mountain. I can head him off here. And no, he hasn't. Great. He actually managed to open the distance on me. Got a bow fighter on his ass. I don't really fancy his chances, but I'm here, there's nothing else to shoot at, so let's go. Oh, and he pops into my sights, and I need to make sure I don't fly into the bow fighter, and pull up, pull up. Hey, aircraft destroyed. Must have wrecked his control surfaces or something. Right. And everybody seems to have really given up going for the ground targets. Having too much fun shooting down aircraft. You get that a lot in this game, I must admit. Sometimes you get a team that just like a bunch of machines. They go for the objective. Yeah, medium tank. Never going to kill with this, but I can take out the aircraft. What are we doing? Oh, bloody hell! Check out the score. Check me out. Come on, die, little bastard. There we go. And pull up. Oh, there's another one behind him. Taking some flack there. Of course, one of the other ways of winning is to destroy the enemy airfield. To do that, you've got to knock out all the anti-aircraft guns and then land and hold, literally land on the airfield. That's something else I should mention. Airfields in the game, if you land on them, you can capture them. You also get XP for performing landings if your aircraft's been damaged. So, for example, if my I've landed when I've had my engine knocked out. I've had to glide in and do a soft landing with a dead engine. And then you wait 8 seconds and it repairs. And you get 700 XP for performing a soft landing, another 700 XP for performing a landing with a dead engine. You know, they just keep throwing rewards at you. And as you can see, flying around and you get a kill streak and it just gives you XP straight away. Something that, other games don't do. And awards like, Top Gun, getting the most kill streaks, getting the most assists in certain other games. Oh, this is going to be close. Ooh, that was tight. In certain other games, you get a little badge, and that's it. In this, they throw experience at you as well. So, there's a real tangible award for doing well. So I'm going to try here. I'm really, really pushing my luck here. is I'm going to try and knock out the enemy airfield and the aircraft guns, and then land and capture the airfield. And that will really screw the enemy team up. Notice these airfield defence AA guns don't count towards the ground targets. Oh, flak. Took a hit there. Whoa, whoa, come on, get your nose up, get your nose up! What? Oh, jeez. Ground win streak. More XP. Good stuff. Oh, what's happened? It suddenly, it's really struggling to... It's handling very... Oh, ooh, I'm really pushing my luck here. I'm not going to get away with this. I'm really struggling to get keep the nose up. The speed's alright, I don't understand what's going on. Do they have any more anti-aircraft guns? Oh, look at that, I'm just like I'm dropping out of the sky. Got them all, and oh, something's gone wrong. Controls aren't responding, can't pull up, and I flew into the mountain. And there we go, the final blow, a fighter award, the on-hand award. The enemy team just lost all of its aircraft. Not bad at all. Right, let's have a look at the results of that little bugger. Yeah, I rock. Much better than the previous game. Oh, and I got about 5 times the experience that I got in the previous game. I think the most I've ever done is 78,000, but you can see straight away there. You know, the equivalent of World Tanks, Top Gun, and Confederate, and whatever, and so on and so on. But they actually give you experience for it as well as giving you the award. So yeah, War Thunder. What can I say? What a game! I really love it. You can obviously see that they've looked at other games like, you know, World of Tanks, World of Warplanes, and they said, yeah, there's some good ideas there, and we like the way that works, but we can do better than that. And they're not quite there yet. It's still only in beta. There are bugs, as I mentioned earlier, and I'll cover more details on that in future videos. But seriously impressed with the quality of the actual game itself. The interface has some bugs in it, but when you get into the game, well, as you've just seen, it is amazingly good looking. The graphics engine is superb. The physics engine, the whole flight modelling, everything spot on. I am no propeller head, but once my joystick arrives, I'm going to have a go at more realistic flight models and see what those are like. Try the historical battles. There's just, I mean, all I've shown you is one small part of the game, just the arcade battles, which is the main meat and bones of the game as far as most people are concerned. And it's been just so impressive. So there will definitely be more War Thunder videos coming in the future, and I cannot recommend this game enough. Get out there, try it out yourself. It's free to play. Yeah, it's like World of Tanks. It's free to play, but you can and will spend money on it. I've spent a fortune. But more of that to come in future videos. For now, I hope you've enjoyed this preview of War Thunder, and I hope it's whet your appetite for more in the future. As always, take care on that battlefield, and I'll catch you next time.